A couple of videos ago, I did a video about father wounds in men, and one of the Heal Squad members asked me to do a video about mother wounds, and that's what we're going to discuss today. Because a man's relationship with his mother will show up in his relationship with you, how he's able to receive and give care, how he handles his emotions. And that's very important because some of you may think that you are showing up to be a partner, but you're really showing up to be a caregiver. Welcome to Heal the New Sexy, where we discuss all things healing, self-love, and relationships. My name is Samantha. I am a licensed therapist and coach. I have a course, Healing from Heartbreak, that will be on May 2nd. It will be 12 p.m. Eastern. If you want to register, the link will be down below. If you're going through a bad breakup or a divorce, you are going to want to be a part of that course, all right? So it's 12 p.m. Eastern. That's 9 a.m. on the West Coast, 11 a.m. Central, I think 5 p.m. UK, and then for my German girlies, it's 6 p.m. because one lady from the UK asked me what time it was, so it'll be 5 p.m. in the UK, all right? So I just have a couple of points that I want to share with you. Again, on this channel, I highlight things not so that you can accept poor behavior, but just so that you can be aware of what may be driving the behavior. Just because someone has a wound, I don't believe that they should inflict pain on you. I believe that they should take that wound to a person in which they can get healing, whether it's a therapist or a coach, okay? So I don't want women to watch my channel and then be like, oh, okay, that's what it is. So I need to be more patient. I need to be more understanding because he's going through this. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying you identify it. You know what it is. Sorry if you hear the lawn care. But you have to make a decision on whether it's healthy or not for you to stay in the relationship. And a man who's not doing his work, in my opinion, is not healthy or safe for you to stay in that relationship. All right. My first point, or the first wound, would be nurturance. A man who did not receive consistent, healthy nurturance from his mother often grows up emotionally underdeveloped. This man, it's not that he's not intelligent, it's not that he's incapable, it's just that he's underdeveloped. When men say things like, no one ever taught me to love, it may be that he wasn't nurtured. And quite often we see this with boys. You know, boys are told that they shouldn't cry. They aren't given a lot of language to express their emotions. And again, this is not explaining away problematic behavior, because I do believe that when a man gets to a certain age, what your parents didn't give you, it's now your responsibility to find it. But not find it in a way where you're outsourcing it to another person, but find it in a way that you are able to give it to yourself. I did a video about dating versus the inner girl versus the grown woman. And I believe that whatever it is, whatever wounds that we have, or whatever deficits that we have to address them. What we can't do is make another person responsible for the deficits that we may have, okay? So what does this look like for a man who may not have received nurturance? He struggles to regulate his emotions. He becomes overwhelmed easily. He lacks emotional maturity and conflict. He expects you to soothe him constantly. And one thing about soothing, especially I live in the United States for our international girlies. One thing I see soothing for men is that many of them want to have sex. They may say they have a high sex drive, but it's not that they have a high sex drive. They're using your body as a pacifier. And they don't have a way to regulate themselves. So they'll use sex, they'll use corn, they'll use masturbation. They use these things in order to regulate themselves because this is, in society, it's acceptable. Okay, but you have to be mindful of that. Is this man being intimate with me because he wants intimacy, or is he using my body as a mechanism for him to self-soothe because he doesn't have self-intimacy? Self-intimacy, or intimacy with self, is the ability to soothe and regulate yourself. Now, there are other ways in which, you know, people may outsource soothing. It could be gambling. It could be substances, okay? So this man doesn't know how to self-soothe. So now he looks for a woman to do what his mother didn't. And so it's really important that when he's having a stressful day, if it feels very intense for you and you feel like there's all these things you have to do to help him regulate, that's something that he needs to seek therapy for, and he needs to learn to be able to regulate himself. Okay? Let me give you an example. You bring up a concern in the relationship. Instead of addressing it, he shuts down, gets defensive, or turns into the victim. And now you're no longer expressing your needs. You're managing his emotions. He gets upset. He injures you or does something. You bring it up. He then turns it on you. And now you're apologizing for having a need. You're apologizing for wanting there to be something different. That's not okay. That's not okay. And I want you to know that that's not a partnership. You are now being his emotional caregiver. And he's not responsible for his emotions. Okay? Second thing, overdependence on women. Some men weren't just under-nurtured, they were inconsistently nurtured. If you see a man and he's always lived with a woman, he talks about 50-50, he's always lived from a woman, or he goes back, he lives with a woman, they break up, then he goes back to his mama's house. He has never had the ability to stand on his own 2 feet. This man has a mommy wound, and he looks for women to take care of him. He does not have the ability or the skill to live on his own. He doesn't, and he will relegate his life and his problems to you, and you will be the one solving his issues. Okay? This looks like needing constant reassurance, becoming emotionally dependent very quickly, struggling to function independently in adulthood. And you are the one making sure all the bills are paid, whatever issues he's having, he's bringing them to you. He can essentially sulk. He doesn't understand. No, I'm not going to say understand. He has not taken responsibility for his life. I saw on, what did I see it on? Tonight's conversation, a young lady was like, I put my baby daddy out and I took him to his mama's house. Is there a way that this relationship can get better? And they have been together like 7 years. That man doesn't have the tools in order to be an adult. Missing the tools, missing the life skills. Doesn't have the ability to problem solve. So every problem that comes up in his life and your life, you are the one that has to manage it because he is not showing up as an adult. He's expecting you to organize, guide, or stabilize his life. That's his expectation of you. And this type of man will show up online and say things like, not only does he want 50-50, but he wants you to build with him. And when he says he wants you to build with him, that means he wants you to build him first. And that's why it's so dangerous to build with a person who hasn't built themselves. Because it's not for you to build his character and build his values. That's not for you to do. Anyone who wants and seeking a relationship should be an adult. They should have worked on their character. They should work on if they have emotional issues and wounds and their mental health. They should work on their attachment style before dating. Now, I know that doesn't happen all the time, but it's not your responsibility to build him in order to make in order to make him a ready partner for you. If you have to build him in the relationship, he's not ready for a relationship. He's not. And there are some men that because you are a woman, they feel entitled, not just to your body, but they feel entitled to your compassion, to your nurturance, to your patience, and they will guilt you when you aren't patient with them, when you aren't understanding with them, when you won't work with them. Now they're guilting you. Okay. He feels entitled to care. If a man had a mother who overgave, over-sacrificed, or centered him at the expense of herself, he grows up thinking that all women do the same. So if he grows up and you notice that his mother is very catering to him, he's entitled to care. And so he feels like that you should take care of him the same way his mother does. But the thing is, he is not a son, he is a partner. I remember dating this guy. He said, my mama would cut my toenails. So never. Not doing it. The type of care that a mother provides her son is different than a wife or a girlfriend provides her partner. If you have to care for him like he's a child, then he is not eligible to be a partner. I know Destiny's Child said, let me cater to you. That's cool. But you shouldn't be catering to a boy. And that's what he is. Okay? So a man who's entitled to care expects patience while mistreating you, expects understanding without accountability, believes your role is to hold him down no matter what, minimizes your needs while censoring his own. And one thing about women, we give the benefit of the doubt and we don't think that this behavior is intentional. It's very intentional. It's very intentional that he wants you to be understanding. But he doesn't want you to challenge his behavior. He doesn't want you to say how what he does hurts you, how what he does disappoints you, how what he does frustrates you. So he wants to be able to mistreat you and then, I'm working to make things better. So, and there's no intentional work. And then when you say, I want to go to couples counseling, I want to do this, I want to do that, I don't want those people in my business. He doesn't want to do the work, but he feels entitled for you to be there and still accept mistreatment. Just like a little child. You ever seen a little child get frustrated and they put their fist up and they go to hit their parent? That's what he's doing. And usually a parent will redirect them. Hey, don't do that. That's not nice. We don't treat people like that. But they still get the care because why? That's their parent. Parents don't or shouldn't neglect their children. So he thinks that he can have temper tantrums and lash out and do all these things, and you still have to be there to provide care. Oh no, baby, it's okay. I know that you made the mistake and cheated on me. I know you made the mistake and spent all the money and didn't budget. I know you made this mistake and you made this mistake. No, not in a romantic relationship, not in a partnership. No. He says things like, you're supposed to be there for me. Why can't you just be patient with me? I'm going through something. But what he's really saying is, I expect you to tolerate what I haven't taken responsibility to fix. And as long as you stay, and as long as you serve me, as long as you're, cooking and cleaning and having sex with me and splitting bills with me, and as long as and I don't have to provide care for you, I don't have to provide consideration for you, I just keep doing what I want to do, then I'm going to be here. And one thing, especially for the Christian girlies, we have been conditioned, just pray for them. Pray for him. God will change him. God will fix him. He'll stop it. He'll stop it. Because you're being conditioned to give care and to be self-sacrificing in relationships where you need a partner. Because a real healthy man won't handle you that way. Because he cares about you. He's concerned about you. He won't put you at risk like that for you to be embarrassed, for your heart to be broken. He wouldn't do that. He wouldn't do that. He's not going to impact your mental health. You're a mom, and he's not going to impact your mental health because he understands that you have to take care of your children. He values you. He esteems you. He's not engaging in all of this, not engaging in all of this stuff. I remember my son's father telling me when I left, I just thought I had time to get it together. I just thought, why you thought you had that time to play with my life? Oh, no. Yeah. I know you thought you had that time. I know you did. I know you did, because you didn't think I was going to wake up. And you didn't think I was going to be like, I'm not going to take this. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to waste my youth. I'm not going to do it. Somebody else may do it, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Okay. Other thing, avoidance of personal development. A man with an unhealed mother wound often has not built himself, not just financially, but as I mentioned, in his character. Because when a child is over nurtured or rescued, they don't learn accountability, discipline, or emotional responsibility. So now he's a man who avoids growth. So that's why you could be in a relationship and you are a go-getter and you're going after things, and then all of a sudden he gets resentful. Why is he resentful? He's resentful because he's jealous of you. He's resentful because he doesn't have the tools and the skills to go after the things that he wants in his life. And what he wants you to do is to settle in what it is that he's doing. Because since he has no ambition, what once attracted him to you now repels him from you. He's attracted to it because he doesn't have it. But he's upset that you keep every goal that you say that you want right? You go after it and you accomplish it, and he doesn't have that skill. This type of man resists correction, even if it's from other men. They be like, bro, don't treat your girl like that. You got a good woman. Go home. Don't do her like that. Man, whatever, man. I do what I want to do. He avoids correction. He sees you talking to him about something as nagging, even though what you're saying is very legitimate. Because you may not even be expressing something as it relates to the relationship. You may just be giving him guidance on how he could do something better. This man lacks consistency. He may start something and finish something. He's not consistent with it. This man wants credit for potential, not results. Don't you see how I changed? You know, it's been one day since I cheated on you, but like, don't you see how I changed? Don't you see, you know, how I'm going to church and I'm doing this? He wants credit for the bare minimum. He did, you know, this, was it 75-day hard? He did one day and he wants you to clap for him. No. This type of man looks for a woman who will believe in him more than he believes in himself. This man has low self-esteem. He lacks confidence. He doesn't believe in himself. You're looking at him and you're saying he has so much potential. If he would do this, this, and this. Remember, we don't date for potential, but that's what you're saying. He has all of this potential. If he would just do ABC 1, 2, 3, that man don't know he has that potential. He doesn't want to tap into it. That man wants you to settle in life wherever he is, and whatever he offers you, he wants you to be satisfied with it. He doesn't want to have to work hard for a life. He may have a dream, but he doesn't want to have to work hard for it. Or what he will do is that he will be with you. You are really the one that makes the family look good because you are a go-getter. You are the one who's increased the tax bracket of your family. And while you're doing all that and everybody's praising you and esteeming you, he will cheat on you to keep you humble. Not really humble, an attempt to humble you. So he will betray you. He will hurt you intentionally because he really resents you and the success that you are going after. Because he doesn't have the ambition and the ability to do it himself and to pursue. This is where you also really have to look at your values. So when you're dating, you have to look and ensure that the two of you have the same values. If you both value self-development, you need to be, if he says that's what he values, then you need to be paying attention to what is he engaging in so that there is some self-development. What books is he reading? What conferences is he going to? What does he listen to in his car? Is he just listening to trap music, or is he listening to podcasts? Is he listening to, you know, the world thinkers or those type of things? What is he researching? What is he doing? Because the thing about relationships is it requires more than love. You need alignments. You need shared values in order for it to be successful. Okay? Now let's talk about you. Let's talk about how we get in these type of relationships. This is where, right, we have to interrupt the cycle. Many of us, especially in our community, we were taught that being a good woman means being patient, being nurturing, self-sacrificing, heavy on the self-sacrificing, the emotional labor, the physical labor, the mental labor. You are doing everything in that relationship. And if you stop doing anything, stop it, right? Then he's like, oh, well, you've changed. Why aren't you doing this? Why aren't you doing that? Because he's used to you showing up as really a mother in the relationship. He really is. Okay? This man is wanting you to be emotionally available at all times. I remember, I forget her name on TikTok. She was talking about how things changed after she had her children. It was like we went from being partners to when we had our children. Now I had an additional child to take care of. And we have to be honest that there are some men that get jealous when their wife has a child and begin to compete for her attention. Their children are a dependent. They need you. Your husband is your partner. And there are some ways, and I'm not talking about men who things shift and change, but I'm talking about men that are unhealthy and may not have been nurtured the way that you are nurturing your children. And so instead of them being able to realize, wait a minute, this right here is triggering something in me because I didn't receive this. Let me go speak to someone and get some help. No, they start picking at you. They start demanding more for you. So you're trying to give your babies what they need and give your husband what he needs, but he's never satisfied. Right? So when you meet a man with a mother wound, it feels natural to step in, to start coaching him, supporting him, excusing his behavior, waiting for his potential. And without realizing it, you become the mother he never had, and he gets to sleep with you. And there are many women who are trying to figure out why they're no longer sexually interested in the men in their life, husband or boyfriend. It's because now you're mothering him. You're having to show up in a way that you didn't sign up for. Okay? This is the problem. It's not your nurturing spirit. It's that is being misapplied. And when it's misapplied, it becomes self-abandonment. Because you're pouring into a man who has not built the capacity to pour into you. So you're just pouring. Meanwhile, this man, if it's a container, right? Like this, let's say this bottle had cracks in it. You're pouring, it's just coming out because he hasn't done the work to seal these areas. So that's why you could be in a relationship with somebody and they become very demanding of you, demanding of your time and attention. You are talking on the phone all day, texting on the phone all day, texting all night, calling all night. Why? Because he is trying to get a need met. And that's why I've said early on in relationships, you shouldn't be available 24/7 to him. Because that man may be getting a need met through you. And you don't even realize it because you think you're building something. No, you're not building anything. He's just getting a need met. That warmth, that kindness, that nurturing. Some men don't provide that to themselves. So he's able to get it from you. Okay? So, I want you to know that you cannot nurture a man into becoming disciplined. You cannot love a man into becoming accountable. You cannot heal a wound he refuses to acknowledge. And most importantly, patience is not supposed to cost you your peace. And this is the thing about patience, especially in relationships. We're really patient about neglect and bad behavior when we really should be no tolerance. You shouldn't tolerate a man who's neglectful of you. You shouldn't tolerate a man who is abusive towards you. And so you shouldn't tolerate that. That doesn't require patience. There's certain things that need to be an immediate stop. Immediate. And when we're patient with someone, we don't give them a timeline. Quite often we don't. We don't say, if you don't stop this in the next 30 days, I'm not going to be around. We don't, because we don't give ultimatums. And I get that. But also, it may be years and months. One of my coaches, her name is Dee. She said, I waited 21 years for him to heal. And he never did. How long are you going to wait for a man to change his behavior? Versus how long did it take you to address the behaviors that maybe you are exhibiting? Or how long did it take you to heal? It's a difference. But also, do your wounds adversely impact him? Or are you conscientious not to hurt him? Because that's another thing. I see many times that men can be wounded and they will hurt. And like, oh, I'm sorry. This is what I feel this way. This is what's going on. They're able to explain why they did what they did, but they don't get help to address it. Meanwhile, a woman will have a wound and she's listening to all the YouTubes. She's listening to all the podcasts. She's doing what she can in order to prevent from hurting someone, to include herself. No, patience shouldn't cost you your peace. We're not just praying about it and being patient. The Lord will touch his heart. Yes, the Lord will touch his heart, but this is the thing. He got free will. The Lord can touch his heart and he can be disobedient and say, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to change. And that's the part of the conversation that we don't have enough conversation about. Okay? So let me tell you this. The goal is not to stop being nurturing. The goal is to become discerning about where your nurturance goes. You can encourage your partner. You can be his biggest cheerleader. There's nothing wrong with that. But the difference is you need to ensure that that man is emotionally self-sufficient, right? You need to make sure that he is able to build on his own. What evidence in his life do you see that he is self-sufficient? Not he lived with this woman and now he's living with you. You need to ask yourself, can he meet me without needing me to raise him? Because you're not here to develop a man, you're here to experience a relationship. You're signing up for a relationship. You're signing up for a partner. You're not signing up to raise. What she said, what K. Michelle said, can't raise no man. Sorry. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not what we're doing. We're not raising him. He should have been raised, and whatever wasn't given to him in his childhood, he needs to find the skills to be able to provide it for himself. Okay? I want to remind you of the Healing from Heartbreak course that's going to be on May the 2nd. Someone asked me about replays. The replay will be available to you, so you can register. If you can't attend on May the 2nd, you can register, and the replay will be available within 24 hours for you to watch the course, okay? This is Heal the New Sexy. My name is Smithia.